Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 2017 State of the City Address, produced by your five-star Greater Irving Las Colinas Chamber of Commerce. Wasn't the band awesome during the reception? The Bruce Evans Band is led by the University of Dallas's own Professor Bruce Evans of the College of Business. So again, let's give them another round of applause. Since October, I've had the pleasure of serving as chairman of the Irving Las Colinas Chamber of Commerce and representing city's commitment to the Irving Las Colinas community. Tonight's program will be an opportunity to learn more about the how Irving is doing economically, the great developments currently underway, and what opportunities lie ahead. Irving Las Colinas continues to be a highly coveted international business address and possesses high-quality life initiatives for its residents. Mayor Beth Van Dyne, Irving members of the City Council, and City Manager Hillman, thank you for your leadership. Now, let's all rise and join me in welcoming the Irving Police and Honor Guard who will present the colors and the Ranch View High School Choir who will perform the national anthem.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave,
Wow. What can you say after that? We'd like to thank the Ranch View High School Choir and the Irving Honor Guard for sharing their talent with us this evening. Can we give them all both a round of applause? Ladies and gentlemen, providing the invocation this evening will be the Honorable Judge Ed Kincaid. A lifelong Irving resident, Judge Kincaid was appointed by former President George W. Bush, and is in his 15th year serving as the U.S. District Judge for the Northern District of Texas. He's a Baylor University and Baylor Law School graduate and is very active in the Irving community. The Kincaid family was instrumental in developing Canine Companions for Independence, Kincaid Campus, which trains dogs to become service animals for those with disabilities. Please join me in welcoming the Honorable Judge Kincaid to the podium.
I want to thank y'all. I have to tell you, this has been quite a week. Tuesday I had Mark Zuckerberg. Wednesday I had Wonder Woman, David Gregory, and Friday I will have the head of the La Familia drug cartel. So I really need y'all to pray for me for patience. Please pray with me. Our Father, we'd ask that you would bless those who lead our community, whether they're paid, whether they're volunteers, that you will give them the courage, the strength, and let them know how much we appreciate making Irving the great place it is to live. We thank you, Lord, for our mayor, for our council, for the police, the fire, those who keep the streets, our water, planning, those nice guys that pick my trash up twice a week. And Lord, most of all, of course, you know, I'm praying for the city attorneys. But Lord, we really thank you for all of these people who have made their lives, whether paid or unpaid, to decide they're going to serve our community. We'd ask that you would give them and encourage them that when times seem to get hard, that you'd remind them of what my mother used to say to me, which is, grow where you're planted. Encourage them to have the wisdom of Solomon, the courage of David, the patience of Job, and the forgiveness that only you give. And then I pray for our citizens, people like me and my family, and that you would encourage us to volunteer, run for office, read to kids, be foster parents, save some animal from a cruel situation. And Lord, help us to touch a veteran, maybe buy that man or woman's lunch or dinner, and just say thanks for what they've given. And remind us, Lord, to listen to that still small voice that you have, and to be thankful for the many blessings you've given us. Thank you for tonight, and continue to bless our wonderful city and those who serve. In thy dear name we pray, amen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please have a seat. We appreciate each of you joining us tonight to celebrate the highlights and award-winning accomplishments our city achieved in 2016, and to look forward to future successes within the City of Irving. For everyone that's here tonight who's social media savvy, we encourage you to share your favorite part of tonight's signature program by tagging the City of Irving and the Chamber on Facebook or Twitter using the hashtag IrvingSOTC. I can see a lot of you doing that right now. At this time in the program, it's okay to pull out those smartphones. Before we go any further, we have many elected and appointed officials here that we would like to acknowledge and thank for their leadership and partnership with the City of Irving and the Irving Las Colinas Chamber of Commerce. As I call each of your names, please stand to be recognized. And ladies and gentlemen, at the end, we're going to give them one 5-star round of applause. This evening, we're joined tonight by our very own state representative, Representative Rodney Anderson. We're also joined by Commissioner Dr. Elba Garcia, our very own Honorable Mayor Beth Van Dyne, Mayor Pro Tem Brad Lamorgis, Deputy Mayor Pro Tem Alan Meager, Councilman Dennis Webb, Councilman Kyle Taylor, Councilman David Palmer, Councilman Oscar Ward, Councilman Phil Riddle, Councilman John Danish. Also joining us this evening from the City of Irving staff, City Manager Chris Hillman, Deputy City Manager Mike Morrison, Assistant City Manager Ramiro Lopez, Assistant City Manager Max Duplant, General Counsel Corvilla Oman, City Secretary Shanae Jennings, Interim Police Chief Bruce Jolly, Fire Chief Victor Conley, our partners at the Irving Convention and Visitors Bureau, Chairman Jack Spurlock, Executive Director Mara Gast, from Irving's Municipal Court, Judge Laura Anderson, Judge Rodney Adams, from our partners at Irving ISD, Superintendent Dr. Jose Parra, Irving ISD Board of Trustees, President Stephen Jones, Vice President Larry Stipes, Secretary Randy Randall, Trustee Neil Ann Hunt, Trustee A.D. Jenkins, Trustee Denise Molly, Trustee Randy Necessary. Also joining us this evening from the Las Colinas Association, Chairman General Al Zapanta, President Rick Bidney. From the Carrollton Farmers Branch Board of Trustees, Superintendent Bobby Burns, President James Good, Vice President Frank Shore, Trustee Nancy Klein, Trustee John Matthews, Trustee Richard Fleming, Trustee Randy Shackleman, Trustee Guillermo Ramos. Also from our partners at the Arts Board, Executive Director Todd Hawkins, and from our partners at DART, representing Irving on the DART Board, Rick Stouffer. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give each of these ladies and gentlemen a round of applause. We also want to thank our sponsors, our presenting sponsor, Verizon, our platinum sponsors, Property Advisors Realty, the FlowServe Corporation, joining us this evening as gold sponsors, AVL Services, Inc., a Boeing company, our friends at Citi, Ace Cash Express, the Kroger Company, our silver sponsors this evening, Atmos Energy Corporation, HMS, Michaels, Dallas County Utility Reclamation District, Baylor Scott and White Irving, Holt Cat, Medical City Las Colinas, Allstate, Cotton Schmidt and Abbott, our parking sponsor this evening, Rick's Independent Car Care Service, and of course, many of our table sponsors. Again, thank you each for making this signature program possible. When each of you are out shopping, we encourage you to shop these businesses and organizations. They're supporting the local community, and without their generosity, signature programs like this would not be possible. And thank you to Kroger, again this year, for generously providing the table centerpieces for this program. When the signature program concludes this evening, please feel free to take a centerpiece home with you. We also want to recognize our award-winning Irving Convention Center at Las Colinas, most notably our event manager, April Harrison, and Executive Director Mara Gast and her team for their support of the State of the City. And of course, Chef Eduardo Alvarez for the delicious, exclusively designed meal we are going to be enjoying this evening. The renowned anthropologist Margaret Mead once said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, concerned citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." That particularly describes the leadership that we want to acknowledge that's also here tonight. Joining Chairman Rodney Phelps is 52 members of the Irving Las Colinas Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. If you're one of our board members joining us in attendance this evening, can you please stand to be recognized? And also to each of our member investors, these are the men and women who have made a financial commitment to grow and continuously improve our community for the benefit of all who live, work, and play here. I want to thank the award-winning City of Irving staff and their hard work and tireless commitment to continue to keep our city award-winning. And also a special thanks to our board vice chairwoman, Roxanne Clary with Rox Marketing Strategies, who leads the Chamber's Signature Programs Committee. Many of these committee volunteers and members of the Leadership Irving class of 2016 were here this evening volunteering. Please stand to be recognized. And finally, the ancient proverb says, "It takes a village." Indeed, it takes so many individuals, not-for-profit organizations, businesses, teachers, first responders, elected and appointed officials, and so many more represented in this room, working in partnership to build a healthy, successful community. Thank you all for your show of support tonight. You are delivering Irving's future. Also tonight, we officially kick off one of our most popular signature programs, the 7th Annual Best in Irving Awards nominations. This is your opportunity to choose the best of the best, those Irving Las Colinas businesses and leaders who have demonstrated excellence over the past year. The online voting opens tonight and remains open until March 3rd. Make sure that your favorite business leaders and businesses are recognized for their quality work, quality product or products, and outstanding customer service.
There's no place like home, a special place, so much more than a roof over your head. Here you feel safe and sound, a place where you can be yourself, be a family, and be cared for, all while sitting around a table of home-cooked comfort.
It's where my heart is.
Irving is my home.
Home, sweet home.
A tapestry of neighborhoods and a mosaic of cultures, Irving is a global city where families share the simple moments and make memories together. A welcoming place where a visitor feels like family. Here you can make yourself at home in homes that are tall and grand, serene and simple.
Welcome to my house.
My home.
My apartment.
Come on in and sit a while.
Irving is a city with a rich heritage, a city with passion and purpose, and a future of unbridled potential. This is what progress looks like when it respects the past and remembers what it feels like to come home. A city that is alive, perpetually in motion. A city rich in entertainment, arts, and excitement. A small town where relaxation is its own reward. Irving is a city for all generations. Our top-rated schools, cozy neighborhoods and dynamic parks and libraries make this a community perfect for every stage of life. Forbes magazine named Irving one of the top 20 cities with the happiest young professionals, and Bloomberg's Business Week rates Irving as one of the 50 best places to live. Here you are close to family, friends, and fun. Irving's location in the center of Dallas-Fort Worth means your workday commute is a breeze, even easier with DART stations at your front door. The Orange Line puts you minutes away from DFW International Airport, Love Field, and the downtown Dallas Business District.
Getting anywhere, it's a breeze.
Here, you're close to family, friends, and fun.
Smack dab in the middle of everywhere.
Businesses bloom in Irving, and so do our people. More than 10,000 companies call Irving home. It's a city connected. Gleaming office towers of the Fortune 500 anchor the urban center, while homegrown businesses thrive on Main Street. Irving is a modern-day hub of creativity and commerce that embraces its deep Texas heritage and celebrates the most diverse zip code in the country.
Close to work.
Close to great schools.
Close to the great outdoors.
Close to our kids, our grandchildren,
And our great-grandchildren.
Close to my family and my friends.
Close to everything I need.
The world is at your doorstep.
Here you can wander the world's kitchens and dine with friends from across the globe. Sit back and watch the arts come alive with everything from symphonies to Bangla dance in a landscape that hosts a variety of special events and cultural festivals throughout the year. The Texas Musicians Museum brings Texas talent center stage in Irving's Heritage Crossing District. And soon, the Irving Music Factory will bring the best of the day's top performers directly to Irving. Our prime location in the heart of the Metroplex lets you easily take advantage of everything North Texas offers: sports, entertainment, studies, shopping, and more.
Everything you need is right at your doorstep.
Welcome to Irving, Texas, a city of over 230,000 people, distinctively unique people, people just like you. With one of the most dynamic business climates in America, here you can make a great living.
But Irving is so much more than just a business center. Here in Irving, you can make a wonderful life. Great neighborhoods full of friendly families, fabulous schools where your children will grow and flourish, and a community that shares a can-do attitude. I personally invite you to make yourself at home right here. Welcome home. Welcome home to Irving, Texas.
Don't you think it's time to come home?
follow your heart home.
Welcome.
Welcome home.
Welcome home to Irving, Texas.
Welcome home.
Congratulations to the City of Irving Corporate Communications Team under the leadership of Susan Rose and produced by ICTN. A great video highlighting what it's like living in Irving, Las Colinas and complementing the Irving Economic Development Partnership Welcome Home marketing campaign. Friends and colleagues, we live, work, and play in an incredible city. And that's not a happy accident, but a result of the skills and resources represented here tonight that are vital in helping us to build a more robust community. Thank you to all the Chamber's member investors who are strategically making a difference in the lives of future generations of Irving citizens. If you're not currently a Chamber member investor, I want to take this opportunity to invite you to become one. Any of our team members here tonight will be happy to bring you to our five-star organization and serve as an extension to your team. I'm extremely proud and grateful to lead a five-star organization, and I'm constantly inspired by the talent, energy, and dedication of the people represented in this room. Thank you all for being here. And now, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Krista Bourne, Market President, South Central Verizon Wireless, tonight's presenting sponsor. Krista's a 15-year veteran of the wireless business has held positions of increasing responsibility within Verizon. Most recently, Bourne was region president of Verizon's Carolinas and Tennessee markets, where she led sales, service, leadership development, and business transformation efforts. In her current role, Bourne leads the team responsible for delivering extraordinary customer service and growing the sales, marketing, operations, and financial performance in the market. Ladies and gentlemen, Krista Bourne.
All right, good evening, everyone. Thanks for giving me a little bit of time here while we get ready to hear from our keynote speaker, which is certainly what we all want to get to. I want to just take a moment and share with you what the City of Irving means to Verizon. And I am very happy to be a veteran of our business, and I'm even happier to think about what our future holds because it includes the City of Irving. So when you think about Verizon, we came together in 2000, and we, at that time, were here. We inherited the GTE campus. And when you think about where we were then to where we are now, it's a pretty remarkable journey. In 2015, we reorganized our business, and we strategically decided to make Irving one of our 6 market headquarters in the company. We went from 21 regions to 6 market headquarters, and we selected Irving. We selected Irving because there is talent here, there is innovation here, it's a great quality of life, and the team that is working out of the Hidden Ridge campus right up the street is made up of over 4,000 employees, and we have many more things on the horizon. I want to share with you a little bit about a project that some of you are aware of and some of you may not know so much about. But we are in the process of creating a mixed-use facility that will be on some of the land that we own today. In this mixed-use facility, you can imagine a place where not just our employees, but other citizens of Irving will be able to live, work, and recreate. There are great partners helping us bring that to life, including DART. We're in the final stages of signing one of our first tenants, Pioneer. So that will be exciting. And this will be another place where we can showcase technology. What I will leave you with before I move into introducing our keynote speaker is that at Verizon we understand, appreciate, and more importantly, we respect that what we do is not just cell phones and connections. We enable lifestyles. And it's important that when we think about this new campus that we're building here in Irving, that you think of it in that context. It's a lifestyle. It's a place where we can come with our families, our colleagues, and collaborate and work together to really make sure that we continue to be innovative and bring Irving to the next phase of its journey as we build and take part in this great environment here in Irving, Texas. So it's my pleasure to introduce a few great moments and points of our keynote speaker, the Honorable Mayor Beth Van Dyne. After serving on the City Council for 6 years, she ran first for mayor in 2011 and received nearly 60% of the vote in a nonpartisan municipal election. Her electoral victory in 2014 was 70% of the vote, which is pretty remarkable. That's right, that's a round of applause. I heard one. There we go. In addition to her service to the citizens of Irving, Mayor Van Dyne has a 20-year career providing strategic direction and senior corporate management in developing company-wide marketing and communication initiatives. Her professional experiences has included small startups, mid-sized private companies, and Fortune 500 companies, including Verizon, my personal favorite, American Airlines, and many others. She is passionate, she advocates for Irving, and she is intentional with her time serving both on national and international levels. She's actively involved in the U.S. Conference of Mayors Advisory Board, the Texas Municipal League, and North Central Texas Council of Government. She is dedicated, she's a volunteer, and she is a devoted mother of 2 terrific kids, Katie and Pierce. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the Honorable Mayor Beth Van Dyne.
I've got to update that bio, make it much shorter. Well, I want to thank all of you for being here tonight. It's been a good 6 years. This past year, I don't know how many of you saw some of the news clips last few weeks. This city is booming. It is absolutely incredible. Last year alone, we had $819 million worth of construction. I mean, think about that. That's almost twice as much as just in 2004. So I want to thank all of you for being here, and I want to give a special thanks to Susan Rose. She has been a real pillar the last couple of years, but definitely the last couple of days as I was finishing my State of the City address at 5:35 this evening. If anyone had seen me, and anybody who knows me knows that this is actually correct. This is what I do every year. And Susan, thank you very much, and your entire communications team for putting up with me and helping me put this together. I also want to thank Karen Cooperstein with Cooksey Communications. She's been phenomenal at helping add all of this information together and putting it in a great script. And then Maura Gast, is Maura out there? And the ICVB staff, you guys have done a wonderful job once again. I've got great compliments on the chicken, and the chocolate dessert is phenomenal. And Beth Bowman, thank you so much. Your staff at the Greater Irving Lost Cleanliness Chamber is wonderful to work with, and a lot of the wins that we have tonight is a direct result of your leadership and your staff. So thank you all very, very much. So when I initially sat down to write my thoughts for this evening, I thought I would follow the example of our new president, Donald Trump. I'd simply tweet it. But then as I started looking, I realized that I could not fit all of the great things that we have done this past year into 140 characters. Although, I will say this, what we do in Irving, it isn't just great, it's the best. It's huge, and we are big league. So we had a vision 6 years ago when I became mayor, and that included looking around and figuring out how we could improve our schools, how we could work with planning and zoning and get more single-family homes, how we could bring more economic development and more jobs to our community. And when I look back at this past year, somebody mentioned, and I won't mention who, but somebody said that looking at the development, it's as if you've been pregnant for a really, really, really long time. People keep calling you up, is it almost, are you almost ready? Have you had the baby yet? Have you had the baby yet? All of this is worked into, we're about ready to have triplets. If you think about all of the cranes that you see in the urban center and what it's going to look like a year from now, 2 years from now, it's amazing. And I want to thank Chris Hillman as well. Your staff, the work that you have done working with the Chamber, economic development, potholes, roads, our water, police, fire, you really deserve a great round of applause for all of your hard work and your staff. Tonight I want to talk about innovation, which is at the core of many new initiatives in Irving. And it's essential to long-term growth, sustainability, economic health, and quality of life. It's what is driving success in our businesses, our neighborhoods, our schools, and our nonprofits. And it's helping our community flourish. We are all here tonight because we're invested in our city. We're all engaged as change makers and idea generators. We want to make Irving stronger, and we are clearly fulfilling that mission. No doubt you've seen the cranes next door as you drove in, and all the construction fencing, and the orange cones that are literally everywhere. These are signs of innovation and progress, finding new ways to approach problems and advance projects. We're helping drive conversations about innovation and workforce development, in transportation, and growing cybersecurity threats through new and expanding partnerships and initiatives. This has opened doors for our city to participate in major innovation-focused events around the country and across the globe. We've earned a seat at the table with some of the leaders world's leading businesses, entrepreneurs, policymakers, and experts in healthcare, technology, education, and infrastructure. We are sharing our knowledge and best practices, and we're learning from others. Locally and nationally, internationally, people are taking notice of our efforts. Major publications and ranking agencies continue to recognize Irving. In August, the Kauffman Foundation identified Irving as the top city in the country for entrepreneurial startup activity. Irving also made the top 10 list of best cities for job seekers and ranked number 6 on the most livable cities list. In June, 4 Irving businesses, Creating and Managing Wealth, DHD Films, Express Employment, and Irving Cares, were recognized by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce for their success, innovation, contributions to economic growth, and free enterprise. Only 100 companies nationwide are honored each year. We got 4 of them, guys. Tonight's updates will provide a window into the momentum that continues and results from stronger business and community engagement in the city. I will share more information about our innovative initiatives, along with new economic development activity, and updates on infrastructure, which I know you are all interested in, education, and public safety. But before we get started this evening, I would like to take a moment to remember and honor those that we lost in 2016. These were not just residents. These were community leaders. They were ambassadors who inspired and motivated others by their many contributions to this city. One in particular that I'd like to talk about is Officer Mark Dahl. Officer Mark Dahl died earlier this year in an auto accident, and his widow, Debbie Dahl, is here joining us this evening. Officer Dahl was not just a phenomenal police officer in our Irving Police Department, but he was also a husband. He was a father to 2 amazing boys, Colton and Cody, who are now serving in the Marines, and they're in Okinawa and South Korea. And Debbie, I cannot even imagine the pain that you have right now. But I've gotten to know Debbie in the last few months, and it has been a gift and a constant reminder that we have men and women in our police department that every day go out and they risk their lives to keep us safe. I'm so sorry for your loss, but I want you to know that he definitely contributed to this community and to this city, and for that, thank you very much. We had some additions to our city leadership as well. Where's Kyle? You want to? Where is he? You want to stand up? I know we already, if you were at our city council, would you please stand up? I know everybody's name has already been mentioned, but can you all go ahead and stand up and just take another round of applause for all that you've done to help us this year? As we talk about the many wins for Irving this past year, and more importantly, look ahead to the future, I would like to acknowledge some of the changing leaders in our community along with the City Council. Following the retirement of City Attorney Charles Anderson, Irving welcomed, and I'm going to call you KO because that's what we call you. Where does KO go? Right there, our new city attorney, who has been with our city for 9 years now, but it feels like 12, doesn't it? He is awesome, and it was a unanimous vote, and we didn't even have to look outside because we had one of the tops within our own ranks. So thank you very much for being here tonight, KO. And we bid a fond farewell to Police Chief Larry Boyd, who retired after 12 years as chief and 36 years in law enforcement. He managed our law enforcement needs with honor, dignity, and grace, and he has been a rock of stability and professionalism, and he's been selfless in his devotion, not only to our police officers, but to the entire Irving community. The rest of the high-performing team at the city also deserves a great deal of credit. I'd like to ask all of the city staff that are here tonight, this evening, to please stand. I know there's more of you out there. Come on, stand up. So as I travel the region, the country, and the world as an ambassador for the City of Irving, I'm very proud to talk about what sets our community apart. We are a richly diverse city that offers global access and innumerable assets that not only attract worldwide leaders in industry, but also new residents, new families, new students, new medical professionals, and new small businesses. And I also brag about the chocolate shakes at Big State, which I really need to get down there. I was supposed to do that today. So I'm pretty certain that all of you have had at least one in your lifetime. But I believe that Irving is well positioned to continue as the economic epicenter of the North Texas region. And here are just a few reasons why. We are minutes from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, the #1 economic driver in the Metroplex. Irving is home to 5 Fortune 500 companies and 9 Fortune 1000 global headquarters. There are more than 5,500 companies with a regional presence here. Our unemployment rate continues to fall and is now at 3.2%, which is well below the Texas rate of 4.6% and the national rate of 4.7%. Irving property values have increased by double digits, a trend we are seeing throughout North Texas due to our strong regional economy. The city issued 616 new home permits last year with average new home permit value of over $400,000. We finished the year with 91% of our commercial properties occupied, and Las Colinas continues as one of our top business recruiting tools as North Texas' largest office market. More than 14,000 building permits were issued, and the city's construction, what was it? Topped $819 million last year, which is the highest in 30 years. The Irving Economic Development Partnership between the City of Irving and the Irving Las Colinas Chamber, the ICVB and the Las Colinas Association has continued to yield tremendous results. This past year, the partnership's efforts yielded $286 million in taxable investment, 2.3 million square feet of commercial space, and that was purchased or constructed in retention and recruitment of more than 8,000 jobs. This is our best year since 2012. Las Colinas had 4 of the 5 largest office deals in North Texas during the second quarter of 2016, and its lowest occupancy rate since the 1990s. More than 1 million square feet of speculative industrial flex space is now under construction. And currently, there are more than 80 projects in the economic development pipeline with the potential of more than 28,000 jobs. To help promote the city to potential investors and developers, Irving participated in numerous marketing trips this past year, including a trade and business investment mission trip with Texas One to Japan, recruitment trips to Chicago and Los Angeles, the Bio International Convention in San Francisco, and the International Conference of Shopping Center Conventions in Vegas. And while Dallas hosted the Urban Land Institute's annual national convention, the Urban Planning Group chose Las Colinas as an exhibit location for successful transit-oriented development. And once again, the Transportation Investment Summit in August attracted more than 400 leaders in transportation and development from the North Texas region and across the country. Looking right outside this building, you can see the cranes towering over the 18-acre music factory site. This 250,000 square foot entertainment complex, which includes an 8,000-seat amphitheater, more than 20 restaurants, and an Alamo Draft House, cinema, and more, is scheduled to open later this year. Critical, you want to clap on that one? It's taken us a while, but we've got there. Critical to attracting new conventions, meetings, and special events to Irving, we have finally advanced plans for a new Westin brand convention center hotel. The 350-room hotel will feature 16,000 square feet of meeting space, including a 10,000 square foot ballroom and an 840-space parking garage. And construction is expected to begin this spring with an expected opening in winter of 2018. And by the way, this was on our council agenda a few weeks ago. This was like birthing a child for our staff. This has been going on for years. And we weren't really able to enjoy that because there were so many other things on our agenda. But again, Chris, KO, your staffs have been phenomenal to work with on that. Also on the drawing board is the new development of a new Texican hotel, which is a 134-room boutique hotel across the street from the convention center. The project is on track to begin construction in the next few months, with completion expected mid-next year. Down the road and under construction is Las Colinas Boulevard, which is going to be exciting again with traffic, but I promise you all it will be worth it. Water Street has made significant progress. This mixed-use project will include 300 to 350 luxury apartments and more than 60,000 square feet of retail shops and restaurants, including Twisted Root Burger, Main Street Bistro and Bakery, Olivella's Pizza, and the Londoner Pub. Anybody going to any of those restaurants uptown? We're going to be able to go to those right there. The project will also include green space for special events and public pathways with access to Lake Carolyn and is expected to be completed this year. Some of the biggest news this year involved large-scale corporate developments in Las Colinas. Plans continue for a $1.5 billion, 110-acre Verizon-led development along the State Highway 114 corridor known as Hidden Ridge. This lifestyle development will include 1.75 million square feet of office space, 1,000+ residential units, 60,000 square feet of retail, and a 100 to 150-room boutique hotel. The development is expected to also yield more than 7,000 jobs and attract more than $1 billion in investment. And I want to personally thank the Verizon team for their investment in our community, as well as for sponsoring this evening's event and for your grassroots initiatives. Thank you very much. We have McKesson with us this evening as well, which is the nation's largest pharmaceutical distributor and number 11 on the Fortune 500 list. And they announced that they will consolidate and expand its operations with the opening of a new regional office with over 2,000 employees at the intersection of State Highways 114 and 161. The win for Irving includes a capital investment of $157 million and is expected to generate $4.7 billion in economic activity over the next decade. I'm mentioning all of these figures, millions of dollars, billions of dollars, thousands of jobs. And you start losing that in all the numbers. They just sound so big, it's really hard to comprehend. But when you look at areas across the country, when you look at cities in other states, and then you look at Texas, you look at North Texas, you look at Irving, we really, really have it going on. So those numbers may not sink in tonight, but they will, and you will see the progress that all of that is happening in our community. As one of the largest corporate relocations announced in North Texas, McKesson also received the largest economic incentive package to date under Governor Greg Abbott through the Texas Enterprise Fund. And we are pleased to host Jenna Martin, Vice President of Finance with McKesson this evening. There are several other North Texas and Las Colinas developments to note. Japan's Oki Data Americans recently opened a new corporate office, creating 100 jobs and investing $3.5 million. The company, which is a subsidiary of Tokyo-based Oki Data Company, considered sites in Georgia and elsewhere in Texas before selecting Irving. We had the American College of Emergency Room Physicians open a new headquarters building, and it houses 150 executives, staff, and volunteers. And then Irving-based 7-Eleven has also begun occupying its new 325,000 square foot corporate campus over at the Cypress Waters, and now has announced plans to more than double its U.S. footprint to include 20,000 new stores. Healthcare Associates of North Texas is currently under construction on a new medical campus along State Highway 161 at Gateway International. And we have a great, wonderful clothing and accessory powerhouse, Louis Vuitton. Anybody have one of those bags? Really, nobody? Not one person in this audience? Okay, we're seeing people holding up now. Selected Irving as the site for a new customer contact center supporting 200 additional jobs. California-based Molina Healthcare signed a lease occupying 101,000 square foot medical office building. This Fortune 500 company is a multi-state healthcare organization which arranges for the delivery of healthcare services and offers health information management systems to nearly 5 million people. Atos is a leader in developing consulting, systems integration, and managed services in the U.S. and Canada, and announced plans to double its DFW presence in the next 5 years to include 2,000 employees. The company, and this I get a little bit of a smile from, and since Mike Rawlings is not in the audience, I can say it, but the company is relocating its Dallas office to Irving. He would kill me for saying that, but this is my state of the city and not his. The Four Seasons Resort and Club in Las Colinas, which last year completed a multi-million-dollar renovation of its sports club facility, has recently completed $11 million in additional renovations, including upgrading its 34,000 square foot conference center, renovating and rebranding its restaurant, building a new outdoor terrace in front of the hotel, and upgrading the outdoor deck behind the hotel. And the build-out of the Bridges of Las Colinas and Parkside residential developments continues to move ahead at record pace. Bridges is expected to be fully built out by the end of 2017. Parkside should be fully built out by the end of 2020. Central and South Irving also have had its great share of news this past year. One of the most significant developments is Project Renaissance, which is now publicly known as the Baylor Scott & White Irving Campus Investment Project. With a focus on innovation and technology, the hospital, which was originally opened in 1964, will undergo a $120 million phased renovation. Some of the new features will include a new 6-story patient tower, new cardiology suite, enhanced surgical services, new inpatient dialysis suite, new digestive disease suites, the renovation of the women's services, and a new exterior and main lobby. New houses are on the horizon for South Irving with the groundbreaking of the Delaware at Heritage Crossing. Phase 1 will include 2-story single-family homes. Other future initiatives in the Heritage Crossing area include connectivity and gateway projects, branding and wayfinding, signage, Heritage Park improvements, a new residential and mixed-use project, and an innovation center, which I'll talk about more in the future. Improvements to Irving Boulevard and 2nd Street through downtown will result in new highway road infrastructure, on-street parking, bike lanes, landscaping, and lighting. And the project is expected to take 36 months. Jackson Shaw, which developed the Park 114 campus at Beltline and State Highway 114, is moving forward with a new industrial park known as Park GSW in South Irving. And this 50-acre, 682,000 square foot development will be located near Conflans and State Highway 161. Including Jackson Shaw, we have almost 2 million square feet of industrial space under construction in Irving. A key to the success of all of these projects is transportation and roads. And trust me, I hear from many of you about our roads, and I am right there with you. Promise you, I am right there with you. As of the end of 2016, the city had $270 million in capital improvement projects underway. And this includes reconstruction and expansion of major thoroughfares and infrastructure replacement and improvement. The city completed a roadway assessment program that allowed us to inventory existing street assets and create a street rating system that prioritizes and anticipate costs of roadway maintenance going forward. Anybody been on 183? This is not the reason why it's taking so long. It's a huge project. The most significant project on our radar is the expansion of State Highway 183 and 114 and Loop 12. Known as the Midtown Express, this project will reconstruct portions of frontage roads and main lanes while adding in toll-managed lanes. The $850 million project is expected to be completed in 2018. We got a lot going on. And again, the traffic is going to be miserable for the next couple of years, but imagine when we get out what it's going to be like. It will create delays and frustrations as the roadway work continues. So I encourage all of you to take advantage of resources like the Midtown Express website at drivemidtown.com to stay up to date on upcoming closures. Education is another critical building block for a successful community. And our city school districts and universities celebrated numerous successes this past year. The University of Dallas, which continues to receive national recognition for its undergraduate and graduate programs, celebrated the opening of the new SB Hall, the state-of-the-art home of the Satish and Yasmin Gupta College of Business. In addition to opening this new $16 million academic building, the school broke ground on a $15 million student-focused building, which will be named Cardinal Farrell Hall after former Dallas Bishop, now Cardinal, and ardent University of Dallas supporter Kevin J. Farrell. The university is also enjoying its largest ever undergraduate enrollment. Graduate programs in information and technology management, cybersecurity and business analytics, as well as the university's doctorate of business administration, continue to be nationally ranked. On the forefront of innovation, the university has achieved great success in forging local, regional, national, and international partnerships that have resulted in new alliances with Irving-based NCH Corporation and Christus Health, as well as companies in China, Spain, and Taiwan. And then over at Northlake College, the college launched a new partnership with Premcell, a global wireless technology training company, the Nokia North America, to deliver wireless technology and training in Irving and areas across Dallas County. This is a vital workforce development initiative that helps to ensure we have a pool of highly skilled professionals to meet the demands of new and expanding businesses in Irving. And for the second time, Northlake College was nominated for the Aspen Prize for Community College Excellence, which is identified as one of the top 150 colleges based on performance, improvement, and equity measures. Having higher education resources of this caliber and reach in Irving helps to elevate awareness of our community and is also an essential part of the workforce development equation. But our public schools are also continuing to shine in 2016. And if you are a member, I saw some of you walk in, of our Irving ISD school board and our Carrollton Farmers Branch School Board or our Capel School Board, can you please stand at this time? Come on. It is great to have you here. Irving ISD experienced an all-time high graduation rate of 93.1%, higher than both the Region 10 and state graduation rates by several points. Always focused on enhanced learning opportunities for its students, Irving ISD opened the Elise Walker Outdoor Learning Center, which is a 25-acre property where students learn by exploring the animals and plants that inhabit the grasslands, prairie, forest, woodland, marsh, and pond on the property. The school district also piloted an early college start program, which will be expanded next year to include MacArthur and Nimitz high schools. This program allows high school students the opportunity to take enough college credits to earn an associate's degree by the time they graduate from high school. Irving ISD surprised long-term supporters of district athletics, Joe and Ralph Ellis, by renaming the Irving School Stadium in their honor. Joy and Ralph Ellis have been making a difference in the lives of Irving ISD student athletes for more than 4 decades, and they have awarded 4-year scholarships to more than 160 scholarships. Could you please help me? I know that they are here tonight. Joy and Ralph, would you mind standing? Thank you. Farther to the north, Carrollton Farmers Branch ISD premiered a new auditorium and performing arts center, along with a new classroom wing at Ranchview High School. Ranchview recorded an unprecedented 99.5% graduation rate with its class of 2016, and they earned $3 million in scholarships. So that is definitely something that we can be proud of. This year saw some pretty incredible, intense moments. We saw a Pray for Dallas after 5 officers were shot and killed in that city. I think all of us looked at the news as that was unraveling and couldn't believe that it was in a neighboring city, which I think made us, as a North Texas city and a brotherhood to all of them, stronger. I really reach out to the hardworking men and women in our public safety and want to thank all of you for your work that you do. Public safety. The public safety of our community remained a top priority for our staff, our council, and our police department. And since 2004, Irving has seen an overall decreased crime rate of over 49%. And that includes a 49% drop in property crimes and a 51% drop in violent crimes. So that definitely, I think, deserves a round of applause. We credit this success to the hard work and dedication of our incredible police department and our force, which focuses on areas of high crime and emerging crime rate. I also want to make sure that we give a lot of credit to our police department, but I also want to make sure that we also give a lot of credit to our fire department. Once again, the fire department, along with the business community and nonprofits, collected school supplies for children, amassing, filling, and handing out a record-setting 5,000 backpacks full of supplies. And in July, Irving, in collaboration with the City of Grand Prairie, broke ground on a new state-of-the-art fire training facility. By sharing a facility, both cities are saving millions of dollars in taxpayer funds. And while these are all tangible examples of the progress our city has made, I want to underscore how important innovation and an entrepreneurial spirit are in not only bringing projects to fruition and addressing our city's strategic priorities, but also in launching new initiatives that will positively impact our city going forward. As mayor, I've had the great fortune and honor to represent Irving at several national and international events focused on innovation and its role in determining the future of both businesses and communities. And last month, Irving was one of 10 cities that was invited to participate in the Yale University CEO Summit in New York. And Krista, I loved seeing you there, by the way. Krista and I got to get together for a little bit and talk about the Entrepreneurial Center. And you did show an interest, right, in being on our advisory board and moving forward? Great things happen at these meetings. I'm not lying. So in attendance were more than 200 CEOs from companies like Ford Motor Company, Aecon, T-Mobile, the Blackstone Group, Verizon, and Lennar Corporation. And the group always focuses on major issues and threats that are impacting U.S. businesses today. And last year, the summit was focused on cybersecurity and the ever-increasing threats, both foreign and domestic. And this year's post-election discussion focused on potential changes to free trade, infrastructure, and healthcare, as well as innovation in ways of helping entrepreneurs succeed. By listening to global business leaders discuss their challenges and how best they're preparing for them, I can glean ideas on how best to help Irving prepare for the future. And we can talk politics all day, but hearing frontline stories from businesses can help us better engage and support our own business community right here. And this summit also provides an invaluable opportunity to present to and talk directly with global business leaders, those that are in Irving, those that we work with, or those that we would like to recruit for expansion or relocation. Early in December, I traveled to Israel as part of the 31st International Mayors Conference. Israel is considered one of the top hubs of innovation in the world, and I don't know if you see like what stands out in that picture. The big, tall, blonde thumb in that. It was a great trip, and those were literally mayors from across the world, and I think we took it for granted that the primary language spoke was English, because less than half of them actually spoke English. They all had to have translators. But if you look at what Israel has, it is leading the world in technology, and specifically in homeland security, but that's out of necessity that they have the most advanced technology in those areas. But the focus of the program was not just on homeland security, but also on ways cities can encourage entrepreneurship and provide a platform for high-level strategic discussions about issues such as transportation, security, government management systems, and that's from perspectives of cities from all around the world. I actually even had the opportunity to meet with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and carry the message from Texas and Governor Abbott that Texas will not do business with any company that does not recognize Israel. Both the House and Senate have introduced bills that prohibit Texas from investing in companies that support boycotts, divestment, and sanctions from Texas' fourth leading trade partner, and obviously one of our strongest allies. These types of high-level discussions were also center stage at last week's U.S. Conference of Mayors in D.C. In addition to networking with other city leaders, the conference allowed us the opportunity to meet with governors and incoming cabinet members. The importance of having friends in high places cannot be overstated, especially with a brand new administration coming in. These connections can give us direct support when needed to help us avert issues and challenges we see on the horizon. There's so much to be learned from the best practices of other cities, programs that they've tried and have failed, and those that have been successful. For example, I learned about a homeless program initiated with great success in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And while the program connects homeless individuals with paid jobs at the city, it helps them work towards independence. And while homelessness is not yet a prevalent issue in the city of Irving, our leadership is looking at ways, creative and proactive, to have approaches that will be much more proactive instead of reactive. And our ability to think outside of the box and generate new ideas and ways of doing business, along with our willingness to engage for change, are hallmarks of which we can all be proud. Last year, I spoke briefly about a think tank that we hosted with more than 65 leaders of local nonprofit organizations and religious institutions. Our goal was to have an honest discussion about the major needs and issues in our community and collectively and collaboratively to focus on solutions. And these discussions inspired new ideas, one of which was to launch a program connecting local businesses and nonprofits in mutually beneficial relationships. And I'm so proud and pleased to talk about the results of our work and the concept, which is we call it Share Tank. If anybody's seen Shark Tank, it was very similar, but just not as mean, which engaged more than 40 Irving nonprofit organizations. And over the course of a year, we had 4 educational sessions. Businesses learned more about our community needs and how they could engage in transformational philanthropy, I said that correctly. Nonprofits learned how to polish their business model and better present the case to the business community. And it was a new way to create a bridge of engagement between the nonprofit community and area businesses. The year culminated last November in the formal pitch day, at which nonprofits presented their ideas and initiatives to an audience of local philanthropists. 11 nonprofits received a total of nearly $25,000 of grant funding to support their work and enhance the services they provide to the community. We look forward to expanding the program this year, and we are dependent on all of you in this room to participate. This was a wonderful moment. It eases the burden of businesses here. They don't have to have as many meetings with nonprofits. We bring them right to you. It helps the nonprofits have direct connections with our business community. It helps all of us. Our businesses have clearly stepped up and are helping pave the way to a stronger future. From the 4 Irving-based companies recognized in the Dallas 100 by the Caruth Institute for Entrepreneurship at SMU's Cox School of Business, to Irving businesses like Trend Micro, Pioneer Natural Resources, Nokia and Premcell, and NCH Corporation that are leading social change, education, workforce development, and empowerment through philanthropy. Harnessing the innovation and entrepreneurships of our local businesses and engaging them in our work to strengthen Irving is a top priority. We will continue to push the envelope when it comes to innovation, and we've already made inroads with new initiatives, such as the development of a new innovation center to be opened in April. The center, which will be housed in the former Central Irving Library, represents a collaborative solution to one of our business community's most significant challenges, and that is how to attract highly educated, highly skilled talent, and how to keep them here. Way too often, I hear from CEOs who participate in our CEO Roundtable that given Irving's low unemployment rate, that you're having a hard time filling these jobs. So the solution lies in our ability to match companies and their specific job types with students and professionals who are trained in the skills necessary to be successful. This means we need to more closely align business and education in Irving to meet the changing needs and demands. We've already made great inroads in this area, thanks to our local businesses and educational partners. The University of Dallas has expressed interest in working with the center in conjunction with its International Business School. Our Irving ISD is exploring ways to utilize the center for middle school and high school programs and trainings to get students started on a career path as early as possible. And Northlake College is interested in providing entrepreneurial certification classes there. Key to the workforce business education partnerships is ensuring that startup companies have the tools and the resources to succeed. The Innovation Center will provide on-site mentors to help counsel and support up-and-comers with a specific focus on women in business. This makes us different than almost every other entrepreneurial center that I have seen across the country. And a great example of those companies that are getting involved is Microsoft. They're considering providing on-site mentors to offer IT support and free business software, which frequently can cost businesses tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. Aviol, we've talked to, and is enthusiastic about hosting hackathons there. Verizon, right, is really excited about getting involved in mentorships for women. And we are relying heavily on all of our area businesses, including all of you in this room today, to get involved in the Innovation Center and help nurture our future leaders. And by the way, if you are interested in being a mentor or in being on our advisory board, just let me know. A challenge to all of you in this room is to find a way you can get engaged in directing Irving's future. Our goal is to create as many opportunities as possible to collaborate with businesses. I encourage you to participate in initiatives like ShareTank, or come with us when we participate in economic development recruitment trips and trade missions. I will do my part by continuing to listen to your needs and ensuring that we will continue to innovate and evolve. In fact, I'm happy to come out to your place of business to answer your questions and talk with your employees about Irving's successes to date and opportunities ahead. You just give me the date and the time, and I'll be there. Irving wants and needs your partnership. None of the progress that we've made in the last year would be possible without the incredible leadership of our city council, our city staff, our engaged and dedicated residents and volunteers, our partners at the Irving Las Colinas Chamber, who produced this evening's program, and the Irving Convention and Visitors Bureau, who hosted us tonight, and you, our world-class business community, much of which is represented in this room tonight. I would also like to thank our elected officials who advocate for our interests at the state and federal level. With the 85th legislative session now underway in Austin and Congress back in session in DC, I'm confident that our legislators will carry the torch for Irving and advocate for issues that directly impact our residents and businesses. In the spirit of recognizing and celebrating those who continue to participate and champion Irving's progress, I am pleased to announce the recipient of this year's Mayor's Award of Excellence. I initiated this award 2 years ago because I wanted to recognize an Irving company, an organization, or an individual that has had a long history in the community, that has been a leader within its given industry or among peers, and is dedicating to making our community and the region stronger and more vibrant. I hope that these recipients will inspire others to be servant leaders and set the bar high for excellence in community engagement. It is our opportunity to thank those who are truly changing the city of Irving for the better. This year's recipient has more than 1,500 employees based in Irving. The company, through its DigiGirls events, has introduced more than 1,000 middle and high school girls to coding and STEM in the last 10 years. And last year, hooked the largest Youth Spark event in the country, attracting more than 1,200 parents and students from across North Texas and providing them with an immersive, hands-on opportunity to explore coding, robotics, entrepreneurship, and a variety of STEM careers. Over the last 5 years, this local employee has donated $1.2 million to local charities and has volunteered well over 3,000 hours in service to local nonprofits. The company itself has granted more than $20 million to area nonprofits in the last 2 years. So in keeping with the theme of innovation, this company is one of the leading innovators in the world. and the City of Irving is proud to be the company's partner. Recently, Irving signed a digital alliance with this company that focuses on supporting joint initiatives related to STEM education, civic innovation, and economic development. Ladies and gentlemen, this company is a tremendous role model for other companies in how to give back in meaningful ways, and Irving is proud to recognize them. Please join me in congratulating Microsoft Corporation as this year's recipient of the Mayor's Award of Excellence. Can you all please join me on stage who are here from Microsoft? Ramel? I'm going to ask Ramel to please join me on stage and bring his team.
Well, thank you so much. You know, today was a great day. I knew it was going to be a great day when I saw the sunshine and it was warm, and I had to think about this is actually January. And I couldn't think of a better way to really top off today than this amazing award. And we're just so thrilled to be here. When we think about cities that we are located in, we have offices in almost every state in the U.S. This is our second largest office in the U.S., just outside of Redmond, and our Silicon Valley office. But we have more than 1,500 employees here in Las Colinas that are all dedicated to making an impact in the community. And it's not a hard thing to do when we have the leadership here, Mayor Van Dyne, others on the council, the chamber, that have all really invested their time, energy, and effort of really making Irving a great city. When we talk about fantastic ambassadors for the city, I really can't think of another ambassador that's any better or more vibrant than the mayor. I remember just a conversation a short time ago when I said, I'm back in Dallas, feels good. And she said, you mean Irving, right? So that's right, I mean Irving. And so it is just from Microsoft, from the 1,500 employees that are located in the Dallas area, in Irving, in our Las Colinas campus, and the 2,200 employees that we have throughout Texas, and 120,000 employees across the country and across the globe. We would just like to say thank you. It is an honor to be recognized. It's an honor to give back. It's really built into our DNA, and we really enjoy doing this every day. So thank you again for the opportunity to be here this evening. We really do appreciate it. Thank you for being here.
We're almost over. Okay, it is not that late. We have to have a little bit more energy, right? Okay, you know, it's always really tough to come up with a closing for the State of City address, because everyone expects something catchy to end it. And so often than not, those catchy applause lines they come off as formulaic, right? And kind of insincere. So tonight, instead of closing like that, I'd rather close by telling you a little bit about a trip that I just took with my daughter, Katie. It goes without saying that she is obviously one of the most important things in my life. And this past weekend, we had the opportunity to go to the inauguration in Washington, D.C. Now, she's 17, she's a senior in high school, and that's all she wanted for Christmas, was to go to the inauguration in D.C. And I thought that was a great special trip, so thank you for going with me on that. In the middle of President Trump's speech about the future of America, I looked over at her and I realized how far she had come. She was just 5 when I got elected. And here she is at 17, a strong, beautiful, intelligent woman who I've had the privilege to raise and watch grow in front of me to be the absolute best that she can be. And there's no doubt in my mind that she is truly the future of America. And when I look at Irving, my home, our home, I feel the same way. I have had the privilege and the honor to watch this great city and its communities grow and thrive and be the best that it can be. So to the people in this room and all of the people of Irving, you are strong, you are beautiful, and there is no doubt in my mind that you are the future of this great nation. God bless you. God bless Irving. God bless Texas. And God bless America.